What's going on, soul siblings? This is yours truly, the James Cardoza, owner, operator, creator of Fitzpatrick's, aka Ambassador Light, back at it again. Reading from the Bible and from the Daily Stoic. Committed to it for the whole year, every day. Started with the Daily Stoic, just to see what would happen if I committed to something. I believe you change one thing, you change everything, even if it's just the person that shows up to the table. Something's going to change. You're going to find that a lot of things change. Actually, everything changes. But where am I at right now in the process of observing new creations in my life? It's definitely a journey. It's definitely something I have to self-analyze. And you can't force anything. You can't force change. You can't force what it is you're trying to acquire. You just have to let things happen organically, right? You want to lose 20 pounds? You could cut off a leg, or you just could change a lifestyle or something. Do something that's going to align you with that direction or that goal. The person that you want to be is already out there. He's already there. She's already there. You just have to behave the way that person would behave. It may take some time for the results to show, but nonetheless, they will occur. So today, from Mark 7, I'm reading 1 through 37. How am I getting my Bible verses to read from a study Bible that I have as a 365-day study guide? So every day it recommends Bible verses, and today is Mark 7, 1 through 37. It may take a little time. I'm a little bit of a slower reader, but hey, I'm enjoying the process, man. Oh, and if anybody is listening to this and wants to comment, feel free. I enjoy learning as well. Then the Pharisees and some of the scribes came together to him, having come from Jerusalem. Now when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is, with unwanted hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews do not eat unless they wash their hands in a special way, holding the tradition of the elders. When they come from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they wash, and there are many other things which they have received and hold, like the washing of cups, pitchers, copper vessels, and couches. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, "Why do your disciples not walk according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands?" He answered and said to them, "Well, did Isaiah prophesy of you hypocrites, as it is written, 'This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me, and in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrine the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, you hold the tradition of men, the washing of pitchers and cups, and many other such things you do." He said to them, "All too well. You reject the commandment of God, that you may keep your tradition. For Moses said, 'Honor your father and your mother,' and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. But you say, if a man says to his father or mother, 'Whatever profit you might have received from me is korban,' that is a gift to God, then you no longer let him do anything for his father or his mother, making the word of God of no effect through your tradition which you have handed down, and many such things you do." When he had called all the multitude of himself, he said to them, "Hear me, everyone, and understand. There is nothing that enters a man from outside which can defile him, but the things which come out of him, those are the things that defile a man. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear." When he had entered a house away from the crowd, his disciples asked him concerning the parable. So he said to them, "Are you thus without understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatever enters a man from outside cannot defile him, because it does not enter his heart, but his stomach, and is eliminated, thus purifying all foods? And he said, what comes out of a man, that defiles a man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murder, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lawlessness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a man. From there he arose and went to the region of Tyre and Sidon, and he entered a house and wanted no one to know it, but he could not be hidden. For a woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard about him, and she came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, a Siph by birth. I can't explain that word. I can't pronounce it, whatever. And she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. But Jesus said to her, let the children be filled first, for it is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs. And she answered and said to him, yes, Lord. Yet even the little dogs under the table eat from the children's crumbs. Then he said to her, for this saying, go your way, the demon has gone out of your daughter. And when she had come to her house, she found the demon gone out, and her daughter lying on the bed. Again departing from the region of Tyre and Sidon, he came through the midst of the region of Decapolis to the Sea of Galilee. Then they brought to him one who was deaf and had an impingement in his speech, and they begged him to put his hands on him. And he took him aside from the multitude and put his fingers in his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue. Then, looking to the heavens, he sighed and said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. Immediately his ears were opened, and the impediment of his tongue was loosed, and he spoke plainly. Then he commanded them that they should tell no one, but the more he commanded them, the more widely they proclaimed it. And they were astonished beyond measure, saying, he has done all things well. He makes both the deaf to hear and the mute to speak. Man, I tell you, the more I read the Bible, the more I learn to see value in a pastor, right? Man, I read a lot right now. I don't know if I grasped any of it, but I will say this. Thank God I have a pastor for a buddy, a few of them. So I will definitely be reaching out, trying to communicate and see what they have to say. And I highly recommend, if you're listening to this, Mark 7, 1 through 37, do the same. If you don't have a pastor friend, I highly recommend you find a church that you fit in with or that you feel comfortable at, grow with the community, and become a member. It'll do great wonders for you. The Daily Stoic. See what wisdom I can gain from Marcus Aurelius. July 20th. Made for justice. The unjust person acts against the gods. For, insofar as the nature of the universe made rational creatures for the sake of each other, with an eye toward mutual benefit based on true value and never for harm, anyone breaking nature's will obviously acts against the oldest of gods. We say of the most heinous acts that there are crimes against nature. We consider certain things to be an affront against humanity, saying this violates everything we hold dear. However much we differ in religion, upbringing, politics, class, or gender, we can come together in agreement there. Why? Because our sense of justice goes marrow deep. We don't like it when people cut in line. We don't like freeloaders. We pass laws that protect the defenseless, and we pay our taxes, agreeing in part to retribution or wealth to those in need. At the same time, if we think we can get away with it, we might try to cheat or bend the rules. To paraphrase Bill Walsh, when left to our own devices, many of us individuals seek lower ground like water. The key then is to support our natural inclination to justice with strong boundaries and strong commitments to embrace, as Lincoln urged, a divided, angry nation to do, the better angels of our nature. One of the rules that I like to follow is imagine that everything you do directly impacts you. That way, if you hurt somebody, realize you'll be hurt. Do unto others, sort of thing. But you gotta think about it from that perspective sometimes. It'll help keep you on the right path. There's a law, if you want to Google it, I recommend it. It's called the Law of Oneness. Check it out. That being said, my friends, as always, take care, God bless, and remember who loves you.